The morning it happened, the sky was the color of old dishwater. Not grey, not white. That specific, ugly in-between color that makes you feel like the day has already given up on you before you've even laced your shoes. I remember that sky because I stared at it for 40 seconds through the cracked window of my pickup truck, trying to convince myself that what I was about to do was reasonable. It wasn't. But Marisol had been missing for 11 days. 11 days since her last message. 3 words, sent at 2:17 in the morning. I found it. Found what? I typed back. 3 times, 5 times, 12 times over the course of that first terrible night. No reply. The police said she'd left voluntarily. Showed me a grainy camera still of a woman in a green jacket walking out of the Aldermere Hotel on the night of the 14th. Alone. Upright. No signs of distress. I told them that jacket belonged to someone else. I told them Marisol hated green. They wrote something in a notebook and handed me a card with a hotline number. I threw the card in a storm drain on the way to my truck. The Aldermere Hotel sat at the edge of downtown Carrow Falls, like a tooth that nobody had bothered pulling. Old, slightly tilted, embarrassing to look at directly. It had been a grand place once. You could still see the bones of that grandeur in the iron scrollwork above the entrance, in the wide marble steps worn smooth by decades of feet. But the marble was cracked now, patched badly with grey cement. The iron was rusted orange at the joints. The awning above the door, deep burgundy once probably, had faded to a colour that reminded me of dried blood. I pushed through the front doors at 8:14 in the morning. The lobby smelled like carpet cleaner and something older underneath it. Something sweet and wrong. Like fruit left out too long in a warm room. The man at the front desk was young, 22 maybe. Hispanic, with thick-framed glasses and a name tag that read Felix in blocky capital letters. He had the look of someone who had been awake all night and was being very professional about resenting it. "Checking in," he said, without looking up. "Looking for information," I said. "About a guest. Room 114. That made him look up. Just for half a second. Just a flicker. But I've spent 15 years as an insurance investigator reading the micro-expressions of people who are hiding things, and that half-second flicker told me everything. He knew something. "We don't share guest information," he said, his voice smooth and practiced. "She's my sister," I said. It was almost true. Marisol and I had grown up 3 houses apart on Veldren Street. Close enough. "I'm sorry," Felix said. "Policy." I put both hands flat on the desk and leaned forward until I could see my own reflection in his glasses. "Room 114, I said quietly. "I just want to see it." "Sir, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to cause trouble. I just need to stand in that room for 60 seconds. That's all I'm asking." Felix looked at me for a long moment. His jaw was tight. His fingers had found the edge of the desk and were pressing against it like he needed something solid to hold on to. Then he picked up the phone on the desk and turned slightly away from me, dropping his voice to a murmur. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. He hung up, looked back at me. "I need to make a copy of your ID," he said. Room 114 was at the end of the first-floor corridor, past a humming ice machine and a fire exit with a push bar gone orange with rust. The hallway was narrow. The carpet was burgundy, same faded shade as the awning outside, and patterned with small gold diamonds that had been worn invisible in the center of the walkway, where feet had passed thousands of times. Felix walked ahead of me. He hadn't said another word since the front desk. His keycard was already out, held in his right hand so tight his knuckles had gone pale. We passed room 108, room 110, room 112, and then we stopped. Between room 112 and room 116, there was no door, just wall. Smooth, beige, unbroken wall. A framed print of a lighthouse screwed into the plaster, right in the center of where a door should have been. I stared at it. The lighthouse in the painting was white and red, standing on dark rocks, surrounded by grey, churning water. The sky in the painting was that same dishwater color as the sky outside this morning. I felt the back of my neck go cold. "Where," I said slowly, "is room 114? Felix was already backing away. "Sir," he said, "there is no room 114. "I'm looking at the wall," I said. "I can see there's no room 114. "That's not what I asked." But Felix had already turned, already walking fast back toward the lobby. His shoes squeaked against the floor with each step, and the sound echoed in that narrow hallway, like something running away. I pressed my palm flat against the beige wall. It was warm. Walls aren't warm. Not like that. Not like something living on the other side of them, breathing slow and steady in the dark. I leaned close enough that my forehead nearly touched the plaster, and I listened. And underneath the hum of the ice machine, underneath the ancient groan of the building settling on its bones, I heard it. The sound so faint, it could have been nothing. A sound so specific, it could only have been one thing. Someone on the other side of that wall was tapping. 3 taps. Pause. 3 taps. Pause. Marisol. She used to do that on my bedroom wall when we were kids, and the power went out and she was scared of the dark. 3 taps. "I'm here. Are you there?" My throat closed. My hand curled into a fist against the plaster. And then I heard footsteps behind me. Heavy ones. Not Felix's sneakers, something else entirely. I turned slowly. At the far end of the corridor, half hidden in the shadow beyond the ice machine, a figure stood watching me. Tall, still, wearing a long grey coat despite the mild weather. I couldn't see a face, but I could feel eyes, watching me the way a cat watches something it hasn't decided to kill yet. "Mr. Dresch," a voice said, low, unhurried, like someone reading from a prepared script. "You should not have come here." I didn't run. I never run. But I will tell you this. Every single nerve in my body was screaming at me to.